Today, we get to follow the career of a generational quarterback here in Madden 26, but it's not just any generational quarterback because back in college football 26 a couple of weeks ago, I was following the careers of number one QB recruits, and there was one guy who stood above the rest. Now, this is a little bit of a two-in-one video because if you want to know how I did this, I went up, started a franchise, and just kept simulating until I found a generational QB whose stats kind of aligned with that of Jamil Deer. And then once I did, I imported that draft class into a new save file, started up a new franchise, and then all I did was edit the name, the height, the weight, the stuff to match up. So everything is still true to a generational quarterback here in Madden 26. Just that generational quarterback happens to be somebody we know very well. And when you're looking at who got the number one overall pick this year, things are going to get wild off the bat because the number one pick went to the Chicago Bears, and then the number two pick went to the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, you wouldn't imagine that the Cincinnati Bengals are going to be moving on from Joe Burrow, and you don't imagine that the Bears are going to move on from Caleb Williams, so we're in a spot where the number one QB, a generational QB, isn't going to be going number one, and isn't going to be going number two, it looks like. You get to number three, that's J.J. McCarthy in the Vikings, and I'm telling you right now, if the Vikings go and skip out on J.J. McCarthy's career and just want to pair up Jamil Deer and Justin Jefferson, we might be winning 10 Super Bowls. We'll see if they do it, but maybe they could surprise us, in Chicago or Cincinnati, but for the number one overall pick in Chicago, they will not be going Jamil Deer. They're going to be sticking with Caleb Williams. I don't fault them for that decision. They're going to go to defensive tackle number one overall. That's pretty rare. Number two overall pick. Obviously, the Bengals are not going to replace Joe Burrow. That just wouldn't make any sense. So with the number two overall pick, they're going to be taking somebody else. I don't know who that guy is. We'll maybe get to see some of these guys throughout the course of this franchise. But then we get to number three. This is where it's interesting. Will they stay with J.J. McCarthy after a rookie season that obviously didn't go well, but he's still a first-round QB in just his second year as a starter going into next season? So the Minnesota Vikings will be selecting somebody else. And that means there is no chance he is going to make it to number 5. Number 4, I don't see a world in which the Indianapolis Colts at number 4 don't go with Jamil Deer, which would mean, inexplicably, throughout the history of this Indianapolis Colts franchise and just the Colts in general, gotta be one of the luckiest teams of all time when it comes to grabbing QB talent, because Jamil Deer is the number 4 overall pick. Obviously, for the Bears and Bengals, you can say that makes sense, but maybe the Minnesota Vikings are gonna regret it. But for the Colts, how about a team that has always been in the right place at the right time? Once upon a time, this Colts team was in a spot to take John Elway. Obviously, that didn't all work out, but they were in a position to take him. Then, years and years later, they go and get Peyton Manning with the number 1 overall pick. Then, years and years later, they get arguably the greatest QB prospect of all time in Andrew Luck, number 1 overall. And now, all these years later, the next generational QB in the long list of great QB prospects, well, you get Jamil Deer, and not only that, you get him at number 4. And this is going to be a really nice landing spot for him. I think it's a nice place to go rather than going to the Browns, the Jets, some of these other teams that were in contention. It's a lot more stable of a franchise. You got Josh Downs, who's awesome. You got Tyler Warren. You got Jonathan Taylor. You got Quentin Nelson and Bernard Raymond. A couple other nice players. I don't know how this team got JT and Latu on the same team. I don't know how JT ended up here, but hey, the Colts got him too. It's a solid team to go to. DeForest Buckner, Grover, Stewart, a couple other nice players. So what we're going to do is we're going to mostly be sticking to playoff games. This is a guy in Jamil Deer. If you're unfamiliar, obviously go check out the video. You don't have to have watched that video to really keep up with this one though. But he never lost in college. He was 32-0. So what I wanted to do, I'm only going to be covering his playoff games. I'm only going to be watching those because it's a long career we anticipate. But for his rookie season, I at least wanted to go until he lost. We've never seen him lose. Obviously, you're going to lose games at the NFL level, but this is a guy who came out of high school, number 1 QB prospect. I'm just going to assume he never lost in high school. Then went to Ohio State, 32-0 at Ohio State in 2 national championships. Now to the NFL, he's 1-0 here. How long long before he loses a game, as he's in against the Baltimore Ravens. They're 1-0 already. They beat the Giants in week 1, but right now against Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, it's 20-20, and he's driving his team down the field with just 90 seconds to play. As Dare to the outside, Adonai Mitchell with the grab, and now into the 28-yard line. Field goal range is acquired as he got Jonathan Taylor on the screen, and Taylor gets brought down by Roquan Smith. Timeout used by Baltimore. A minute to go. Pass is incomplete. He got hit as he was throwing, and the field goal for the lead is good. You're going to be looking at a potential 2-0 start. Can you take down Lamar Jackson? The defense is going to be able to put him out with 4 seconds, and a Hail Mary not good. The Indianapolis Colts are 2-0. You beat the Baltimore Ravens. I don't know how far he'll get, but so far 2-0, and we're going to be happy with that. Obviously, once he loses a game, we'll just get to the end of the season. I promise this will be the only regular season stuff we watch, but he's 3-0 after beating the Texans and moving on to week 4. I mean, look at this game. 84 completion percentage, 300 yards, a touchdown, and now against the Chicago Bears. It's not looking too good, down 24-3. They do put it in the end zone, but still 4 minutes to go. Deere drives them down the field, scores a touchdown, and with a minute and a half to go, you're looking at a 1-score deficit, so I think it's worth hopping in just to see if you could pull off a 24-3 comeback over Caleb Williams. Ooh, they passed up on Jamil Deere to keep Caleb. I think it was the right decision to keep Caleb Williams, obviously, but maybe they'll learn to regret it if Caleb doesn't pan out. The defense gets to stop, and Deere is going to throw outside. There you go, first down, and pulling off a 24-3 comeback in just your 4th ever game as Tyler Warren up the same. Got to the 25-yard line with a minute to play, and the Colts are out of timeouts as Deere is going to find Christian Watson, who was an offseason pickup for this team, just adding to the weaponry. As Deere, he can run it a little bit, slides down at the 9. 30 seconds to play, 2nd and goal. Deere rolling, throwing on the run. He's going to just get rid of it out of bounds. 3rd down and goal to keep the streak alive. Deere throwing underneath. Josh Downs, touchdown! And Josh Downs is going to be able to help tie this thing up with the extra point. They are going to kick it, and we are going to overtime. They were down 24-3 to start the 4th quarter. Overtime rules. Both teams will get a possession regardless. So the Bears got it first, and Chicago driving it down the field. They're inside the 5, and a touchdown for Chicago. And they ate up a lot of time in this overtime period. So back to the offensive side of the football they go as the Colts are at midfield quickly, and they go play action. Deere with a clean pocket. He's going to step up, and he's going to run it. Jamil Deere diving ahead for the first down, again 11 yards. 3.5 to go in overtime as Deere throwing to the outside. That's going to be brought in. Michael Pittman for the first. Deere's over 400 yards for the first time in his career as Deere laser down the middle. What a throw! Tyler Warren, touchdown! That was a dart right down the middle in between 2 defenders, and I think already he's living up to the hype, but now the offense, it's sudden death. They got to go to the sidelines and watch Caleb Williams get back to work. It's sudden death here. You don't get another try at it if you allow points, and with under a minute to go in overtime, Williams outside, brought in. And Caleb's got his team inside the 5. Williams underneath. Luther Burden. Touchdown. And the first loss of Jamil Deere's career comes in a game where he did everything he could. The defense just kind of let him down there with 2 overtime touchdowns allowed, but fun way to start the career, and I wanted to see some regular season action. I don't anticipate the Colts making the playoffs, but maybe at 3-1 they could. I don't know how long it's going to take for the Colts to rebuild this thing. They got the quarterback, obviously, it seems like, but as we advance to the end of the season, year 1 for Jamil Deere, will it result in playoff action? From 3-1, the season ends with the Colts at 7-10. So after starting 3-0, you go 4-10 the rest of the way. And I guess that loss there. I mean, look at the start. They went 6-1 to start the season. Also, it says played twice for the Giants. That game just, the game crashed on me, and I just had to hop back in Super Senate. That's why it says it played twice. But they started 6-1 and then proceeded to lose all but 1 game the rest of the way. Jamil Deere's rookie season, I wouldn't say bad, but my goodness, sacked 60 times, and Jonathan Taylor missed 4 games, so that wasn't good. Josh Downs 1,000 yards, and Watson, Pittman, 800 plus. Tyler Warren, solid season, but my goodness, look at the sacks allowed. Braden Smith and company just did not help him out very much. And we'll be having to hop into the second season. Jameer Deere does not win Rookie of the Year. It was a pretty low amount of touchdowns, just 19 on the season. But you can see this Colts team, they're picking high in the draft for a reason. They weren't a great team. They need some stuff to figure out. Jameer Deere is up to an 88 overall in his second season. X Factor. Josh Downs, I think it's really big. They got him an extension. I'm a big Josh Downs fan, so I'm happy to see him actually get a QB he can work with. You can see the offensive line here needs some help. Aaron Brewer in at center this year, and Nick Allegretti at right guard, so a couple of changes. They had Braden Smith regress a little bit. Defensive tackle, they lost DeForest Buckner. Okay, that's not good. You just lost one of your best players. And I guess you have Kenny Moore and Nick Cross, Cam Bynum. It's an okay secondary, but going to the end of season 2, 6-11. So they once again started 3-0. They started hot and then cooled off, and it's not looking good for this Colts team 2 years in now. Jameer Deere definitely upped his game. The sacks got cut in half, good. Interceptions down by 6, touchdowns up by 4, and you got a full season of Jonathan Taylor. So Jameer Deere is doing his thing. Josh Downs, 1,000 yards once more. It's just a matter of, can you get some help for Jameer Deere? He's got up to a 93 overall going into season 3, and year 3 for QBs is very crucial. Now, I think for showing off the team, this is a better way to go about it. So, they added Roger Rosengarten and Mason McCormick, and they added Ricky Pearsall as well, which I think is pretty cool. But you're kind of up against the clock when it comes to having a rookie QB on a contract. Now, Leonard Williams, Tyson Campbell, Grant Delpit, that's a really good set of additions for this defense. And that could be enough to kind of push them over the edge, as it will be. We get to the end of season 3. Colts are in the playoffs, and they are 10-7. They won the division, and they're taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Issue is, Jonathan Taylor and DJ Giddens are down. A couple of other injuries. Colts are banged up going into this playoff game, but it's Jameer Deere's playoff debut. Like I said, year 3, very important for the quarterback because, rookie year, it's a mixed bag. You're kind of getting your feet wet in the NFL. Second season, a lot of sophomore slumps happen if you had a good rookie season. And then if you had a bad rookie season, you're just looking for progress. And then year 3 is when you're really expecting to take off. You've got 2 years under your belt. But we hop into the fourth quarter. It's 17-17, and Deere in the red zone. He's got his team at the 5-yard line. Second and goal. Throw for Warren, and he can't hang on to the end zone. Third and goal. Deere has got a blitz sent in. He's going to get hit as he's throwing, gets it out of bounds, and the field goal will be attempted. It is good, as now Joe Burrow takes over. It seems like the Bengals have been able to recover from that bad season they had in the Jameer Deere draft as they hand the football off. Here goes Chase Brown, and he gets hit. I think that was Grant Delpit who might have got in there with the hit as Joe Burrow got his man underneath. Caught, but short of the marker, as now Deere takes over. Downs got the grab. He's got 8. He's turned into a bit of a star under Jameer Deere's watch as that pass incomplete. They're going to have to punt the football away. Handoff now Chase Brown as the Bengals get the ball back, and that's going to be a gain of 9. 7:40 to go as Burrow to the air. Blitz sent in. Burrow trying to escape, and he's not going to be able to. He puts it on the ground, and the Colts scoop it up. Colts ball in good field position with the lead. Deere going to take a shot down the seam. No, he threw an interception, wanted Downs, but threw it right at a defender, and the Bengals got the football back. Cam Taylor-Britt with the pick, as now Burrow with the screen. There goes Chase Brown, and he's got 8 to midfield. The Bengals go, as with 6:40 to play, Burrow is going to throw an interception right back, and the defenses are coming up with big turnovers, as the Colts now got the football right back, and they are down to their backup running back, a rookie, Macklin, getting the carry, as now it's going to be a throw underneath, and that's Josh Downs for the completion. First down to the 28-yard line. Deere has got a man. First down again, and there goes Jameer Deere driving his team into the red zone. Over the middle, there's Tyler Warren, and he's got 9. Ricky Pearsall banged up. Deere sneaks it, and he's got goal to go with 4 to play, and the toss outside, open lane, and the touchdown. Colts got a 2-score lead, and it could be the first victory in the playoffs for Jameer Deere as the Bengals take over. And there goes Chase Brown with a big run. He got loose, and Chase Brown already in field goal range for the Bengals to maybe cut this to a 1-score game, as there's Burrow taking the shot deep. 1-on-1, Jamar Chase. How did he bring that down? Touchdown, Bengals. Bengals, Jamar Chase. I got zero clue how he brought that one in, but now it is just a 3-point game as Deer's got to try to hang on with just 2.5 to play. He's going to the air. Over the middle, it's intercepted. What is this? The Bengals actually built Burrow a defense. I am a little scared now as Burrow's got the football with just 2 minutes to play. Already in position to tie it, and he's got his team at the 13-yard line. Now 47 seconds to play. Burrow to the air. He's going to go outside. Jamar Chase with the grab inside the 10, gain of 9. He's at the 5-yard line with a 3rd and 2 as Chase Brown not going to be able to get the first, and the Bengals are going to take the field goal. Really close to being able to win that game in regulation, but instead we're going to overtime where Burrow is going to get the football first, and a crossing route's going to get free, and he's breaking a tackle and getting to the 31-yard line as now the Bengals, are they going to be able to put up a touchdown immediately as they throw over the middle, brought in, he's jumping over a down defender, and he's at the 12-yard line just like that. Hand off Brown, sweeping it to the edge, and Chase Brown's not going to get far. He loses a yard as now play action Burrow, 3rd and 11, check it down underneath, and they're going to at least hold to a field goal here. So despite the big plays, that kick was maybe if a better time dive would have been blocked, but it's a chance to win the game for Jamil Deer. He puts the ball in the end zone. He is going to be able to win this game and undo those 2 fourth-quarter interceptions as there goes Josh Downs. Crosser and a 20-yard gain. Just 41 yards away from victory as the handoff's going to get 4. They're setting up 3rd down and 7. In field goal range, potentially hit as he's throwing, but he's got Ricky Pearsall off the sidelines, and Pearsall down to the 8. Gain of 29, 8 yards away from victory. Handoff, he got half of it. 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. Deer swings it out. Macklin is going to get brought down, lost 4 yards. 3rd and goal, and for the win. Pass to the outside is caught, but can't get anywhere, and they'll take the field goal. Both teams stall close to the end zone, and now we're in sudden death overtime. Joe Burrow on the keeper. Little surprise read option for Burrow, and he gets a 1st down run. 39-yard line. Burrow to the air. Pressured his face. He got hit, but he got the football out and gains 5. 3rd down and 5 with a man in motion. They're going to throw it. And underneath, incomplete. And the stop. So now it's sudden death in the favor of the Colts. They can score any points and they can win this game. 4 minutes to play at overtime. Obviously, playoff overtime. You can't tie. This game ain't ending until somebody scores, and it's 3rd down and 1 in the shotgun. They go with Deer on the keeper. Deer fighting for the first, and he's got it. At the very least, if you're punting the football, you don't want to give Burrow good field position. Look at the shot down the middle of the Josh Downs, and they're maybe in field goal range now. It's a long distance, and they lose a yard on the run. 3rd and 11. Just get positive yards, but he's not going to be able to. He loses 3. That makes it a 58-yard field goal for the win of the playoffs. First win for Jamil Deer. Kick is no good, and Burrow's got good field position. Chase Brown on the swing. Got 3, and now Burrow 3rd and 7. Can the defense get off the field here? Yes, they will. Fumble, and it's scooped up by the Bengals. This offensive lineman almost ran for the 1st down, and now a fake punt. They're faking the punt, and he dropped it. What is going on? He dropped it, and now the other special teams, they sold for both teams, and Jamil Deer, you got another chance at it as he's throwing over the middle. Ricky Pearsall's been the hero today, as now from the 41-yard line, they run the football and lose yards, and they're going to set up for now a 60-yard field goal. They're going to try it again. Kick on the way for the win, and it hits the upright. It's no good. And again, we are going to turn the football to the Bengals in sudden death. We have gone through an entire overtime period, and it's still no one winning this game yet. It's about as wild as it gets as Chase Brown runs it for 11. And they're just going to keep it on the ground. Brown, he's got good yards. 9 more. 3rd and inches. Brown to the edge. He's got room. He's got to the 22. And this might be it for the Colts as Brown inside the 10 is his chip shot field goal range. They're just going to send him out. Field goal for the win is good. And Jamil Deer has suffered his first major heartbreak as he did throw interceptions in the 4th quarter. We're not going to excuse that, but he did get his team 2 field goal tries for the win in overtime, and he missed them both. And also, if you go back and see who the kicker was on the team, the star under there wasn't just because it's some random dude. It was Brandon Aubrey. The Colts also spent some money on Brandon Aubrey, so it's not like they had a bum kicker. Brandon Aubrey, the best kicker in the league, went out there and missed 2. Jamil Deere ended up finishing 5th in MVP. He had a really nice season. Bengals go on to win the Super Bowl over Caleb Williams and the Bears. Burrow wins Super Bowl MVP. Jamil Deere to a 96 overall, and he is looking spectacular. He was top 5 in MVP last year, and he might be back trying to win it this time around. As the situation, Josh Downs has gone up to X Factor offensive line. They picked up a Marius Mims, so that's a nice big pickup for the team. Jonathan Taylor, older, but still pretty solid. And on the defensive side of the football, they lost Leonard Williams, but they were able to pick up an 84 overall superstar safety, which is pretty nice. And the team looks generally pretty similar, should produce maybe similar results. We get to the end of season 4, and the Colts 1 game better, 11-6. I mean, their offense is a 91 overall because of what Jamil Deere is able to do. They won the division, 4 seed again, and they're missing Jonathan Taylor for the playoffs again, which is really unfortunate, but they're taking on Baltimore, and right now the situation not looking good for the offense. No Jonathan Taylor, not able to establish any sort of run game. It's been Jamil Deere having to do it himself. 17-6 your score, but Deere trying to rally a comeback for this squad as they're out at the 22-yard line. 2nd down and 10, pass broken up, 3rd down and 10. As Deere with the blitz sent in, he's going to float one to the end zone. In the back corner, it's incomplete, and they will have to kick a field goal. Brandon Aubrey not going to miss this time. 17-9, so it is a 1-score game as Lamar takes over, and he's going to take off, looking to run, and taking a shot from the safety. And he is going to be okay after that one as Lamar play action, rolling, and not going to be able to run away. It's a sack, 3rd down and 20. Lamar blitz it in, free rusher, sacked, and the defense helped him out a little bit. As now the handoff, it's going to be Macklin again. I mean, he gets another playoff start, so he's got some experience from last year. As Deere underneath, going to get Michael Pittman for a short gain. 3rd down and 8, 6:20 to play. Over the middle, in between 2 defenders, and it's incomplete. And oh boy, try another long field goal. 61 yards, Brandon Aubrey. He hit that one, so I mean, it wasn't a matter of last year not being able to hit it. He had the leg. He just wasn't able to deliver. As a big play to Rashad Bateman, there is a flag down, and it's pass interference on the Colts, so that play's going to count. And at the 46-yard line, they toss the football out. No Derrick Henry on the team as the running back's going to break a tackle and get past the defending line, and he got to the 23-yard line. What a run as Lamar trying to make this a 2-score game as that pass to the outside is going to get him to 3rd and 4. Lamar is going to throw middle. It's going to be caught, and he hung on. Defender tried to jar the ball loose. Didn't happen. So now you got 2nd and goal, and you're swinging a backwards pass, and you're going to lose 3. So now 3rd and goal from the 11. 2-minute warning approaching as Lamar hit as he's thrown. Mark Andrews breaks a tackle, make it 2, but he's going backwards, and Mark Andrews is only going to get 2, and the field goal try for the 8-point lead once more is good. You got Jamil Deere in a 2-minute drill with the game on the line. And look at that. That's Quentin Nelson putting a dude on his back, and a screen's going to get the 1st down. You need the touchdown. You need the 2-point conversion. Deere to the outside. And there's Michael Pittman for a short gain. Michael Pittman's got 10 grabs on the day. As that pass, well, he dropped that one. Pittman couldn't hang on. 4th down and 6. Deere outside open. He dropped it. No! Josh Downs dropped the football wide open. You have got to be kidding me. For the 2nd straight year, Deere is going to lose in the playoffs. I mean, not really his fault in that key situation. It dropped the football. He throws for the same exact amount of yards. Basically an identical year, just more efficient, less turnovers. And Jonathan Taylor runs for another 1,000 yards. And Josh Downs, despite putting up a spectacular year, 1,600 yards, 17 touchdowns, in the moment where it counted most, he put the ball in the dirt. And Jamil Deere takes home his first MVP. Doesn't really feel like an MVP after that game where he was just not able to get it a chance, really. I mean, he delivered the football where it needed to be. He just dropped it. As now you go into the next season, year 5, this is where you're looking for an extension, and receiver changes have been made. No more Josh Downs. They let him walk in free agency, but they signed Luther Burden, who is a pretty adequate pickup as a replacement. On top of that, another big acquisition on defense. Quinyon Mitchell has joined to be the team's #1 corner, and throughout the season, Jamil Deer ends up signing a 7-year, $560 million contract. So he'll be locked up in Indy for a little bit longer, and the Colts find themselves back in the playoffs. Another 11-win season, but they didn't win the division. The Titans did. The two get to match up here, 11-6 versus 11-6. Cam Ward has really been a star for the Titans. He's been everything as advertised. 19-14 year score. Deer in a very common situation, losing in the fourth quarter of a playoff game, and he's gotten his team once again in a spot where they can maybe make a little bit of a comeback. This one wouldn't need to be as far. Just one touchdown to take the lead as Tyler Warren's got the grab for a gain of 7. As now he's going to sneak it. He's not going to get it on 3rd and 1. 4th and 1, offense stays out there. Jonathan Taylor finally able to play a playoff game, and he picks up 13 on that play as Deer swings it outside, and that's going to be a grab and a gain of 3. 3rd down and 8. Long distance field goal range is the spot, and a sack. As now they're going to try the field goal. Brandon Aubrey from 59, and the kick is good, so I mean, ever since the Cincy game, Aubrey's been hitting, but 2-point deficit with 6 to play as Cam Ward taking the field on a 3rd down and 2. Ward rolling, pressure, he's got the spin, and Cam Ward gets the first down, takes the contact, and gets close to midfield. As now time is running out, 4 minutes to play. Ward to the outside, just got a yard to set up 3rd down and 6. 3:30 to play as Ward rolling, pressure, and he gets sacked, and the Colts are gonna have a chance at it as Jamil Deer immediately with a laser. It's Ricky Pearsall to the 43. Pearsall's come up big since he's gotten here in Indy. As the throw to the outside, there you go, and another big one as the 15-yard line, dropping to throw it. Minute 20, end zone, touchdown. Jamil Deer gets it to Luther Burden for the lead, and Deer just don't get sold for a 3rd straight year. They've had missed field goals 2 times over, and a 4th down drop as the pass up in the air. It's swatted away, 4th down, and finally for a playoff victory. Ward throwing, floats it outside. It's brought in. He brought it in double coverage, and the game continues as now Ward incomplete. 3rd down and 10 again, 45 seconds to play. Clean pocket for Ward. He's going to step up and throw it over the middle. It's broken up. 4th and 10. Finally, can you get off the field here? Ward's going to throw it deep. 2 defenders there, incomplete. And the Colts have finally won a playoff game with Jamil Deer. It took them their 3rd try, but Jamil Deer leads the drive at the very end. The game-winning touchdown and a great game. 270, 2 touchdowns. Luther Burden got the game winner, and you get a rematch against Baltimore, who's the 1 seed. And this one is a comfortable one. 49 points on the board and a victory for Indy, a dominant one. And just like that, watch out, the Colts are in the AFC Championship as Jamil Deer is playing a little bit more motivated potentially after what happened the previous 2 years. 80% completion percentage, another clean 2-touchdown game, and they get to play the Las Vegas Raiders. And this is weird. The Raiders quarterback is Jalen Hurts. I don't know how we got here, but Ashton Genty and Jalen Hurts in the backfield. On top of that, wide receiver out there. They got not only Brock Bowers, but they signed Josh Downs. So this Raiders team is actually pretty crazy as they go to Genty to the outside. Ashton Genty runs over a defender. Touchdown, Raiders. Genty cuts this deficit down to 24-17 as they kick off deep. It's a rare instance where, you know, the Colts had a lead going into the 4th quarter as the kickoff is going to be a fumble. No, not again, the Raiders. Oh my goodness. They get the football in the red zone, and Jamil Deer walked off the field with a 24-10 lead, and by the time he heads back out there, it might be a tie game. Raiders to the air, that's going to be Downs, and Josh Downs to the 3, 1st and goal, play action, and the pressure, he breaks 1, not 2 sacks, is now 2nd down and goal from the 13. Hurts is going to run it, he's going to get the sack yardage back, he got lit up at the 1, but he is going to sneak it in, and Jalen Hurts gets It's a 1-yard rushing touchdown. Very realistic game we got here as the Raiders tie it up. And now it is Jameal Deere frustratingly walking back out on the field after having a 14-point lead. But just like that, Jameal Deere delivers, and it's going to be a touchdown. And Hull takes it all the way, looking a little bit like T.Y. Hilton with the number 13. And a 69-yard score to give him the lead right back. That's how you steal momentum right back. 14 points just disappearing like that, and you go and take the lead right back on that big play. Hurts on third down, gets sacked. And the Raiders got to punt it as now Jonathan Taylor with a big run right up the middle, and Jonathan Taylor to the 40-yard line, 38-yard line. Now in the read option, Deere can run it, and he's sliding for a gain of 12 as now he's going to throw it. Middle, caught, no, knocked away from Hull as now 3rd and 10. Deere lays it on the outside, and it's Tyler Warren, touchdown. Colts right back up by 14 with 3.5 to go, and all the defense has to do is take care of business and don't allow anything crazy to happen, and the Colts could be on to the Super Bowl as they are going to throw to Jack Besh underneath, gain to the 49-yard line. After another 6-yard gain, Hurts is going to tuck and run it, and Jalen Hurts, a lot of room. Somebody got to bring him down as he finally does, and it's 29 yards on the 16-yard line as it's going to be Hurts running it again. Hurts, another first down. And Hurts for a gain of 11 as they go to the air from the 5-yard line. Hurts gonna run it. He's gonna be in. Touchdown. Jalen Hurts has ran the Raiders back into this game again. And the Raiders down by 1 score. They're going for 2 at the 2-minute warning. And it's caught. As now it's a 6-point game, and the Colts take over as they're not going to get the first down there. Raiders burn a timeout, 3rd and 8, as Deere is going to throw it away, and it's incomplete, and the Raiders take over, and if the defense allows this to happen, as now 1:20 to go, Hurts is going to look to run it again. Someone spy him. He gets 100 yards on the day on the ground, as now Hurts to the air, and Jack Besh hangs on. They're at the 27. There is no way. Hurts is gonna run it, and he breaks a tackle, gets the first and more, and even when you pursue him, you can't bring him down. 26 seconds to play. Genty on the run. Raiders use their final timeout, 12-yard line. Hurts, it is he's throwing, and that's knocked away. 3rd down and 9, 20 seconds to go. Hurts for the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown. Jack Besh, and the extra point for the lead. The Raiders make the comeback again. And what do you have to do if you're Jameal Deere? How many points do you need to score? He throws a laser down the middle. You got 1 second left to play, and Deere, it's going to be game over. The Raiders overcome 2 14-point deficits in the 4th quarter. I mean, what do you do if you're Jameal Deere? You walk off the field up 24-10. When you take the field again, it's a tie. You go, you throw a 70-yard touchdown, lead your team, get another touchdown drive, walk off the field with another 14-point lead, only to watch your team blow it again. And he has a great season, was that close to a Super Bowl. Jonathan Taylor, 1,400 yards and 14 touchdowns. Burden with 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns. Pearsall with a nice year. And Jameal Deere finishes 10th in MVP. Now, the Lions end up winning the Super Bowl. Raiders couldn't get the job done, but we go into the next season. Jonathan Taylor has regressed to the point where he's no longer a starter. And on the offensive line, there is no more Quentin Nelson. He gets replaced with Zach Frazier, though. Not bad. And on the defensive side of the football, the defensive tackles they're developing are really nice. They have a nice young defensive line. And the Colts make it to 12-5, win the division, and have the 3 seed. So another opportunity to try to make it back to a Super Bowl. The Colts dominate in the wild card round over a 9-win Jaguars team, 36-13. Jameal Deere has as many touchdowns as he does incomplete passes. And we're on to a rematch just like that. It's Raiders, it's Colts, and it's round 2. And this time around, the Raiders are 9-8, not quite as strong, and it's a divisional round game. 16-14 your score as Deere's at the 3-yard line. Handoff, Jonathan Taylor, touchdown for the 2-score lead. And I mean, after watching last year, I can't be too confident in a 2-score lead against Jalen Hurts and this Raider offense. As Hurts, oh, I've seen this one before. He's going to run it. Short game, though. 3rd down and 6. Hurts to the air. Outside. It's brought in, and that's Josh Downs with the grab. Downs probably not happy that the Colts didn't want to pay him elite wide receiver money after an elite wide receiver season. They let him walk, and, you know, Luther Burden to replace him has been pretty good, but he wants to maybe twist the knife in a little bit more as Downs with another grab, 3rd and 19. It's going to get him into field goal range to cut this down to a 1-score game. Kick is good. Colts will take over on offense with 7.5 to go. Play action, check in and underneath for a gain of 9. Luther Burden with the grab. We go to 3rd down and 2, and that's Tyler Warren. It's 4th and inches. They punt it away. I would like to maybe see them go for it as the run to the outside. That's not Ashton Genty. That's somebody else, and that's going to be a gain all the way to midfield as 3rd down and 8. Sack is going to come in, and at least the Raiders get stopped. Offense back out there for the Colts. And look at Jonathan Taylor weaving his way through. Now he's more just a savvy backup veteran, and that was a nice run from him as Macklin has assumed the starting role. He's been on this team for a couple of years now, and he's finally getting his chance to be the guy. Taylor back in as Deere in the face of pressure. It finds Ricky Pearsall, gets a block from Burden. Touchdown! Colts, he found Ricky running free. And a touchdown for Jamil Deere. Once more 2-point conversion for the scary 14-point lead has been gotten to Ricky Pearsall again. And yeah, we've been here before. 14-point lead with under 3 minutes to play. Hurts, does he got magic in him again? Josh Downs with the 1st down. As now from the 40-yard line, they go to Brock Bowers. He's not going to get anything. 3rd down and 10. As over the middle, that's Downs again. He's got 15. Downs is coming up big in this 4th quarter. As Hurts over the middle, there's Brock Bowers. And a gain of 10. As now 1:40 to play. Hurts finds a wide open man. He's got to catch and run all the way inside the 5. He's fighting down to the 2. And don't do it again. It's caught. They call a touchdown, Jack Besh. And they're going for 2 again. And the Colts this time swarm as the Raiders onside kick. It may be a little bit different this year. 1 1st down and the Colts can move on as Deere outside. Macklin, he's going to stay on his feet. He'll get 6. 3rd down and 6. Deere over the middle. 1st down, Ricky Pearsall. And the Colts get some revenge after last year. You go back to the AFC Championship, and even though Ricky Pearsall is not the guy who leads the team in anything, when the playoffs hit, Ricky Pearsall has been big. And now you get a matchup against the Cincinnati Bengals. They had a crazy playoff game once before. And right now in the AFC Championship, it's looking really good as it's 21-7. And a field goal from Brandon Aubrey will make it 24-7. A 3-score lead with 7:40 to play. Just got to hold on. And Joe Burrow up top is going to be incomplete. And it's 4th down and 10 for Burrow. He's going to throw it deep again. Burrow 1-on-1, incomplete. And we might be on the verge of Jamil Deere headed to his first Super Bowl as Hull over the middle with a completion. And it's going to be 3rd down and 9. They get the stop. Jonathan Taylor gets a few and another field goal. So this will remain a 3-score game. And it's 27-7. We're kind of like scared a little still because we have trauma from the last couple of years. So we're not ready to tune out just yet as Burrow from his own 18-yard line underneath. That's going to be caught. And it'll set up 4th down and 8. So still a long way to go. But if you stop him here, it might be it. Burrow down the middle. And that's Jamar Chase. And that's why we're a little scared. Jamar Chase, 71-yard touchdown. And just like that, Cincinnati cuts it to a 2-score lead. It's still unlikely. Onside kick with 3.5 to go is scooped up by the Colts, but you know, crazier things have happened, I feel like. So let's toss it out, and what a hit! Oh my goodness, the fact that he didn't fumble is probably impressive. Warren gets him to field goal range on 3rd down and 4. Deere outside, caught Warren, and it'll be 4th and 1. Could go for it, but instead they'll just take the field goal. Brandon Aubrey's kick is no good. Oh no, it's happening again. It's happening again. 2-minute warning. Bengals have all their timeouts. Look at Joe Burrow on the keeper. Burrow breaking tackles. Why is Joe Burrow running on this defense? And now they're in the red zone. Burrow is going gonna run it again. There's no way. He's down at the 2. I cannot believe this right now. Burrow outside, touchdown, Bengals. And it's a one-score game, and they have all their timeouts. Onside kick again. It's scooped up. Colts have it, and they just need to get a first down to win this game, or a field goal, and it's okay as the run. There you go. That's a nice run. Gain of 9 as they hand it off again. Macklin, first down, and that should be game. It is. They tack on a field goal just for good measure. Why not? But my goodness, does this team have to make it as stressful as humanly possible. Jamil Deere with another clean 2-touchdown game, and the Super Bowl against Caleb Williams and the Bears. As if you needed more defensive issues, your 2 best defenders are out for the Super Bowl. Quinyon Mitchell and your 87 overall defensive tackle are not going to be playing. So Jamil Deere has got to just pray he can have a defense not blow a game. But we'll take a peek at Caleb Williams. They passed on Jamil Deere to keep him. Bears were valid in their decision. Caleb is not, this is not his first Super Bowl he is made, and it may not be his last, as we do get a little bit of revenge game here for Luther Burden, who the Bears let go, as Jamil Deere is standing here. I really like the presentation. You know, if there's one thing I think Madden's improved in a lot this year, I think the presentation is really nice. I like the scoreboards and everything. I like the runouts, the team intros as the Super Bowl presentation. My first time getting a peek at it as Jamil Deere runs out, and it's Bears and Colts. Deere versus Caleb, the last 2 generational QB prospects in the NFL in the Super Bowl. It's 20-16 in the first play we watch as a 3rd and long, where that ball is thrown into the end zone and knocked away. So a field goal is going to be good. It's 20-19, and the Colts have the defense getting a loss of 3 there. 3rd and 13 for Caleb, and the pressure, and it's thrown out of bounds as now the offense takes over with the football as Hull with the first down grab. Deere's had a nice Super Bowl so far in his debut, as the throw over the middle is going to be called. Luther Burden gets the first down, wants to be on the winning side of this one, as Macklin on the screen, and on the outside he goes, he gets 6. 3rd down and 6 is the situation for Deere as they spread the field over the middle, brought in short, and another long field goal try from 56. Aubrey for the lead. It's no good. Can they get a break and make a clutch field goal as Caleb over the middle, caught for the first down? As now Caleb with the play action underneath. Caught Rome Odunze, gets a block, and Rome gets to the 19. 7 minutes to play. We're down to 6.5 actually as they throw the screen outside as they are going to get to 3rd and 4. And the touchdown here would be huge as Caleb will throw the outside. That's Rome Odunze underneath, wide open, and a gain of 9. Rome's over 100 yards. Caleb, quick drop under center, and a sack. You move to 2nd down and goal from the 12. Caleb steps up, is going to slip through. Caleb runs in, and Caleb Williams, touchdown. 5 minutes to play in the Super Bowl. He's got his team on top as they will just kick the extra point to make it an 8-point game. That makes it a 1-score game still. They went for 2, wanted to make it a 2-score game. That was possible as the kickoff here. It's a nice return, and they'll get to the 40-yard line. Not bad. You got to go 60 yards at a 2-point conversion for the tie as they go outside, and Hull short, just a yard on the play. 3rd down and 6 with 3 minutes to go. That pass, I think that was dropped, and it's going to be a punt as now Caleb takes over, and the offense needs to get a couple of first downs to end this one. 2nd down, and they get the first on the completion. 2-minute warning hitting with this play. Outside, it's caught, and another first down as they actually push him out of bounds, which means they get to preserve the 2-minute warning for an extra play. Now 2nd down and 12 as they stop him in the backfield for a loss. Here you go, 3rd down and 15, game of the line. Caleb Williams, he's just going to run for it, go down, make him burn that timeout, as now Jamil Deere has to go 80 yards in the Super Bowl. He's throwing it deep, it's broken up by Jalen Johnson. As now minutes 30 to play underneath, and that's Luther Burden for a gain of 8. 3rd down and 2 the situation here, as that's Paul. It's going to be dropped. 4th down and 2. Super Bowl on the line. What are you calling? A fullback dive with the Super Bowl on the line. What? It's going to be stopped. Caleb Williams wins the Super Bowl. You've got to be kidding me. With the Super Bowl on the line, you give it to the fullback? I'm a fullback respecter. I think fullbacks need to, be revitalized a little bit. I'm all for it. But come on, 4th and 2, and that's what you draw up? That is disgusting, especially when you have an MVP quarterback and a all-pro wide receiver, and you have 2 running backs that you at least have some trust in. And I say all-pro receiver because Luther Burden had 1,500 yards and 14 touchdowns. Ricky Pearsall's clutch as heck in the playoffs. Tyler Warren's pretty solid. You had opportunities there. But it's going to be a Super Bowl loss. You move into the next season. They have a couple of injuries as we head to the end of the year. Now, Jonathan Taylor retires. Macklin's pretty good. Luther Burden's jumping up. And the defense is looking pretty nice. They actually added some more linebacking help. The defensive tackles are hurt again, but still, they go and get themselves the 1 seed, which is huge. They move on to take on Jacksonville, who's the number 5 seed. So, another opportunity for Jameer Deere to get to the Super Bowl. But, I mean, we've already got a whole resume of just questionable decisions and moments that have been not Jameer Deere's fault so far, that have resulted in him not having a ring quite yet. And this year, can he just overcome the madness as he's got it down to the 4-yard line? Macklin down to the 2, 3rd and goal, 8 minutes to play in a tie game. Macklin is going to be stopped about the half-yard line, and no more Brandon Aubrey. I don't know who's there at kicker, but it's not him. The kick is good. I am fascinated to know up until this point what the narratives on Jameer Deere would be, because I know Twitter would be having a field day with this dude. He's like super Justin Herbert, super if man. If Brandon Aubrey made that field goal, if you didn't call a fullback dive, if you didn't blow 2 14-point leads, if you didn't do this, if you didn't do that. But still, it really isn't Jameer Deere's fault, I swear. If Josh Downs would have caught that football, if Brandon Aubrey made one kick, like seriously, it's ridiculous. It's like Justin Herbert on steroids right now, as Trevor Lawrence has got his team inside the 10. Handoff, as that's going to be an open lane. Touchdown, Jags. They got the lead. And Jameer Deere, how about another clutch situation for him? He's been clutch. He's been a clutch quarterback. He just has been sold. Like, it's really crazy. As an injury, gets him a timeout, 2-minute warning, hits, 3rd down and 5. There you go, bring that in. 25-yard line, Deere, middle, caught for Tyler Warren, and they're driving down the field impressively right now as they go to Warren again to the 7-yard line with 1:20 to play. Blitz sent in, and Deere takes the hit, delivers, touchdown! And right on cue, I swear Jameer Deere is a clutch quarterback, and just don't blow it. If you are the Colts defense, they have a tradition, they have a bit of a reputation for blowing leads here. 1 minute to play, Trevor Lawrence at the 36. Deep drop, he's stepping up and throwing it on the check down. Broken tackle, make it 2, make it 3! Come on, see, bring him down! 50 seconds to go, and a pass underneath. They're right on the line of field goal range with 38 seconds to play as Lawrence outside, and that's caught a little bit closer. You can kick a field goal from here. Lawrence, though, will you be aggressive? He's going to take a shot down the field, and it's broken up, so it will be a 53-yard field goal for overtime. Kick is good, and we're headed to overtime, and Trevor Lawrence will get the football first. 3rd down and 9 the situation, though, as Lawrence, middle, caught for the 1st down. Brian Thomas, his 10th grab of the day, as Lawrence outside in the face of pressure. It's going to be brought in. How does he hang on to that one? Now a handoff to the outside and a gain of 7. Lawrence to the air, middle, and another 1st down. These overtime games have been so frustrating to watch these defenses play because this Colts defense can't stop anybody. You're getting outmaneuvered by Trevor Lawrence on the ground at the 14-yard line. Lawrence underneath. That one could have been jumped, but instead it's going to be a short gain. Now 3rd and 8. Lawrence stepping up and throwing it in double coverage. Brian Thomas, touchdown. Come on. You're asking Jameer Deere to do it again. Well, you got another clutch touchdown drive in you, Jamil. I'm sure you got something cooking up. Just make sure no one does anything crazy here. He gets the 1st down to the 38-yard line. 6 minutes in overtime to go as we've already played half an overtime period. As Deere, 46-yard line, he's chucking it deep. And in one-on-one, knocked away, 4th down and 8. Playoffs on the line. Jameer Deere finds it. Tyler Warren. And that is about as clutch as it gets, as Jamil is going to fire one outside. And even though there are defenders in the area, he fits it in perfectly. Touchdown. And we're tied up again. Sudden death. And now you just have to ask your defense to help you out one time, as over the middle, it's caught midfield, and Trevor Lawrence outside, knocked away. That was huge. And a swat's gonna get him to 3rd and 8. Lawrence is stepping up, hit as he's throwing, it's out of bounds. And now the Colts take over, and another opportunity. Will it be Jamil Deere's 3rd clutch scoring drive of the game? He's kept it alive twice, and now to win it here, Luther Burden for a 1st down. Deere's got almost 400 yards on the day. He'll throw to the outside. That ball's called. Luther Burden again, and another 1st down. And now they're in enemy territory, and he throws it out for a short gain. And now you get to 3rd down and 4, start of the 2nd overtime period. 3rd down, and it's not gonna happen. Field goal try for the win. Please, for once, kick is good. Finally, that's Cam Little, I think. I don't know any other kicker's named Little, as he is going to send the Colts to the next round. And a stressful ending, double overtime. I mean, Jamil Deere's about to set the record for double overtime games. He throws for 387 and 3 touchdowns. And welcome back. We got a rubber match. It is the Raiders. They have split on the series. The Raiders had the first one. Colts got the second, and Jalen Hurts got a touchdown to make it a 1-score game into the 3rd game. As we have another matchup. This has become quite the rivalry here between the Colts and Raiders. 17-14 your score. Deere with a handoff. That's going to be Macklin, and he slips through, and Macklin with a nice run. As Deere hands it back off, and nice to get a little bit of help from your run game, as he'll get to the 29-yard line. Now Deere, 3rd down and 4, finds Luther Burden open, and Luther Burden for 18. Goal to go. Deere from the 8, as he will run for it, and that's Jamil Deere getting the touchdown. And the 2-score lead once again, as Hurts gets sacked. And now they're backed up. 3rd down and 13. That ball was just bad from Hurts. 4th down and 14. Under 5 to play. Hurts is going to throw it, floating it on the run. It's intercepted, and you found an eagle, but not the one you want, because that was Quinyon Mitchell, former teammate of Jalen Hurts, picking it off. And a 2-score lead, and the defense finally made a big play as Deere outside, 1st down. And in enemy territory you go, and maybe you can get a 3-score lead here. I find it pretty hard to blow a 3-score lead in this situation. Look at Tyler Warren. So hard to bring down. 2nd down and 3, and that's another 1st. As Deere is just slicing up this defense. Deere to the outside, and another 1st down. Goal to go. Even if you don't score a touchdown here, you got a lot of time off the clock, but you score with Luther Burden in the end zone. 31-14, and the Colts are headed back to the Super Bowl for the 2nd straight year. And Jamil Deere has been good enough to make it so that it's hard to blow these games, but I will give credit to the defense. 2 interceptions. They held Jalen Hurts in check, and now you get to face off against the number 1 seed in the NFC. Now, if you want to skip to the very, very first second of the video where I showed the draft class, the Rams quarterback is in the same class as Jamil Deere. You know, Jordan Lavelle is the quarterback here for the Rams, and the Rams drafted him in the 1st round in the same draft as Jamil Deere. So, little draft class matchup here between these two guys. Very rare that in the course of NFL history you get to see 2 quarterbacks from the same draft class making the Super Bowl. And the situation here, 20-14, 4th quarter, Rams at the goal line, but they're going backwards very quickly. 3rd down and goal. Lavelle over the middle. It's caught, and a touchdown. And already we watch the defense allow a score. 21-20. Jamil Deere finds himself losing in the Super Bowl, but he immediately is going to find a man. 1 play, 73 yards, touchdown, Colts. Jamil Deere responds in the biggest of ways, as that's Justin Reisner, his up-and-coming superstar wide receiver, as Macklin on the 2-point conversion gets stopped but you got the lead. Can the defense come up with something here, as that's going to be a pass for a first down? Jordan Lavelle having a great game as he's going to go play action. Over the middle, crossing right in. That's a first down. Move it into Colts territory from the 34. Lavelle rolling right. We'll throw it back left, and that's a great throw across his body. As now from the 24, play action. He's got enough speed to outrun him and deliver for a completion of 9. As now, second down and 1 from the 15. They're going to go a little sweep for the first down. As now, Lavelle play action. And he's going to go for the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. And they're back on top. 2-point conversion. Looking for that 3-point lead. Awful pursuit angles. And the Rams are up by 3. Jamil Deere, what do you got for us again? Third down and 5. 6.5 to play. Deere is in the face of pressure. He got hit. And now they're going to have to punt the football. Oh boy, defense is going to have to come up big with a stop. At least hold them to a field goal as Lavelle outside. First down, midfield. And now 2:40 to play. And this is looking dire as a sack comes in. At least you get the stop. And there you go, Deere. You got a minute and a half for the Super Bowl. And that's a great throw. Reisner to the 35-yard line. Can Jamil Deere orchestrate another clutch 2-minute drive? As from 2nd and 1 at the 26. Deere rolling, running. He's going to make a defender miss. And Jamil Deere inside the 10. Gain of 17 at the 9-yard line. Handing it off. Touchdown, Macklin. With just a minute to play in the Super Bowl, Jamil Deere has led his team to a potential game-winning drive. But can the defense shut the door as Lavelle is going to throw outside? It's intercepted! And the Colts, 1 first down away. Macklin, he's got it! And the Colts finally, Jamil Deere finally wins the Super Bowl. And it took a lot of heartbreaking efforts in the previous years. But finally, he got a little bit of defensive help. He got a little bit of luck on his side, and his kicker didn't miss every single kick, and his receivers didn't drop 4th down passes. He wins the Super Bowl, and that is number 1. Maybe he could get more. He's definitely good enough. He gets to stand on the podium and be presented with the Super Bowl trophy. I like the presentation, like I said, once again. I think it's a real strong point of this game, but there you go. Super Bowl performance, 70% completion percentage, 3 touchdowns, 350 yards. Also, on the season, 39 touchdowns, 7 picks, about 4,000 yards, and he takes home Super Bowl MVP as well to add on to the resume. We go into the next season. Luther Burden sitting here at a 95 overall. Crazy. Offensive line is an absolute stink fest. That is a brutally bad offensive line. They have gone out and, picked up more in the secondary, though, so I guess they're trying to take away from the offense a little bit because they got an MVP quarterback, add to the defense, but you go to the playoffs here, and you're missing your left tackle, you're missing your wide receiver, you're missing your defensive tackle, you're missing a couple of other players, and the Colts slipped down to 11-6. Still an impressive record, still very much in contention, but you go into the first round of the playoffs. You're on the road here, and you're taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers at 9-8. Field goal is good. It's 17-13 as you're looking to maybe make your 3rd straight Super Bowl and win your 2nd straight. That pass up top, it's brought in. And the Colts are now watching the Steelers potentially in position to take the lead, but a sack. That's huge. 3rd and 17 from the 30. Passes floated over the middle and incomplete. And a field goal try to cut it down to a 1-score game. Kick is good, and the Colts maintain the lead as this offensive line is brutal. So I don't anticipate the offense being as successful. You got to maybe get the ball out a little bit quicker. They go 3 and out, and the Colts are going to go back out on defense. First down for the Steelers. And now at the 37-yard line. 3rd down and 12 at 5.5 to play. Over the middle. It's brought in and a first down. As that is going to be at the 44-yard line. A little bit more, and they can maybe take the lead here with a field goal. They swing it outside. Running backs got it. And now they're at the 30-yard line. And things are getting scary as you don't want to bow out in the first round in your title defense. in the red zone. Steelers throwing. Now he's tucking and running. He's got the first down and more, and he's going to get down to the 2-yard line. As now 3 minutes to play. Outside. Touchdown, Steelers. We've been here before. It is time for Jameal Deere to lead a game-winning drive, or a game-tying drive in this instance, because the Steelers grabbed the 2-point conversion. 24-17 your score. 3 minutes to play. And Deere going to work as he gets a first down to start the drive. Now at the 41-yard line. 2-minute warning approaching as Deere. Pass at midfield. Gonna be brought in. Now first down. As Deere pressure in, and he gets it out. As that's going to be another first down, gain of 10. Now swing out the toss to Macklin as he gets to the edge, and there goes Macklin, gain of 17. And now in the red zone they go with under a minute to play. Macklin, first down. Now at the 12-yard line. Again, they're just moving it so well when Jameal Deere gets it going like that as he gets a 9-yard gain. 25 seconds to play. Open over the middle and a touchdown for the Colts. And we are headed to overtime, and this time around, for once, it's going to be the Colts getting the football first, as that's Macklin, a nice run. How many clutch drives is one guy going to have in the playoffs as they hand it off right up the middle and a first down? And I can really say that Macklin has been pretty dang good this game as they throw underneath for the first down. And that is Tyler Warren on a number change. I guess he must have been a free agent at some point or something, as Deere gets sacked on third down. And because of that, you're not going to try a 60-yard field goal. I mean, even though you do got Cam Little, so you could. But they're going to punt it, and the Steelers are going to get sacked, a 3 and out for the defense being forced. As now a 3 and out situation here as Warren can't hang on. And, well, you punt the football right back, and it's a rare overtime where points are not being put up. It's just sudden death right now. Steelers, will they go 3 and out? Will it get 3 straight? Throwing it deep, and it's incomplete. 3 straight 3 and outs. Will we make it 4? Deere on third down. That pass is caught. Macklin. Okay, get a couple more yards and you maybe can try a field goal here. Third down and 12. Outside. It's caught, and it's going to be enough to where they're going to be able to try a 52-yarder for the win. Cam Little, kick is through the uprights and good, and the Colts are going to survive an upset here as the defending champions almost went down to a 9-win Steeler team. But instead, they will move on to the divisional round and trying to make it back to a third straight Super Bowl appearance as Jameal Deere. I mean, when's the last time you've seen him play a bad playoff game? Another 3 touchdowns, 80% completion percentage, and now taking on the Tennessee Titans here, as the Titans have been awesome. I mean, Cam Ward's been literally about as good as you could have asked for, and not so much on that play, though. 24-20 and an interception. Colts got the football in the rain with the lead, and Jameal Deere underneath for Tyler Warren. They do go 3 and out, though, so give the ball right back to Cam Ward. No harm done on the interception as the handoff is going to be right down the middle, and a lot of room opened up. First down to the 48-yard line. Another run, and another lane opened up, and another first down. Run defense not doing so hot right now as Cam Ward spreads the field. And with time, he's going to throw one over the middle. Caught for a first down and more to the 17-yard line. Ward in the red zone. Draw play. There you go, defense. Get a stop in the backfield. Third down and 14. Ward outside, and it's a broken tackle. Make it 2 more. He got the first down at the 1. How do you let that happen? Cam outside, and it's caught. Broken tackle. And you just got mossed and broken off by a fullback like that. What the heck? Another deficit for Jameal Deere as Macklin gets the first down. He's at 115 yards on the ground, as that's going to be Deere down the field, and Luther Burden with the grab. Now at the 24-yard line with under 4 minutes to play. Underneath, got a man inside the 10 and down to the 8 as play action. Deere, middle, Burden, touchdown. And just like that, you take the lead right back as him and Luther Burden hooking up for another touchdown as it's 31-27 and under 3 minutes to play for Cam Ward as he will be pressured and sacked, and then it's 3rd and 20. 2-minute warning approaching. Ward outside, incomplete over the head of everybody. 4th down and 20 and the game potentially on the line. Throwing it deep, one-on-one, knocked away. And the Colts are on the verge of putting this one away. Macklin, if he can find the end zone, it will be game over. from the 8. 3rd and 2. It's Deere, and he's got Burden for the first. Timeouts are being used. Macklin on the handoff. Stiff arm. Touchdown. And the Colts are going to win this one 38-27 and are going back to a conference championship appearance, one step away from that 3rd Super Bowl appearance. Felt like for the past couple of years it's been pretty automatic of just 70% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers, and the Jaguars now stand in the way. Number 1 seed, and right now it's looking really rough. 35-14, and Jamil Deere, for the first time in a very long time, he's thrown an interception in the playoff game, and it's got 2 in fact, as the Colts are trying to cut this down. 2-2 score game and an interception. Jamil Deere was the worst playoff game he has played since his first one where he threw 3 picks against the Bengals. I feel like he hasn't thrown a pick in years in the playoffs, as Trevor Lawrence is playing a phenomenal game meanwhile, and it is now a spot where I think if the Jaguars put it in the end zone here, it might be all over, as now over the middle, 1st down more in the red zone. Time is winding down, 6.5 minutes. Lawrence running, he's down to the 2. I think this one is all but over at this point. Handoff, touchdown. Jaguars up 28, and they end up getting it done, winning by 22 points. And no 3rd straight Super Bowl appearance for Jamil Deere. It's been a while since he's played a bad playoff game, but 3 interceptions will do that. And he only threw 3 all season. First time in a while you could say he's not blameless. I mean, the defense did allow over 40 points, but still, I mean, we're at the point too where Deere, we don't need to check his stats and overall. He's a 99, he's been a 99, he's still a 99. And the team, it's not looking as good. A 67 overall safety, a 70 overall linebacker, a 75 linebacker, no Quinion, and you slide into the playoffs at 9-8 as the 7 seed, so the team has definitely taken a step back. And now in the Bengals playoff game, this is the 3rd time these 2 teams have matched up in the playoffs, and they are 1-1 apiece. Bengals took out Deere in his first playoff game, and Deere was able to beat the Bengals in a conference championship. Now the Bengals are up 24-14 at home, as Burrow on the keeper. He's going to get stopped, but it will be a field goal try. And with just over 9 minutes to go, you're looking at a 13-point deficit for Deere and the offense, as he'll throw underneath. That pass incomplete. 3rd down and 6 is the situation here, as Deere is going to get hit. Ball out of bounds, and you punt. And now you're maybe a little bit more scared if the Bengals put more points up on the board. A touchdown could probably end this one, as they're going to run it. Stiff arm, and a nice run for the Cincy running back. I mean, well, it's Caleb Johnson. I was going to say we're at the point where I'm not going to know some of these players because a lot of them are going to be auto-generated, but no, not Caleb Johnson. He found his way to Cincinnati and became a nice running back for them, it looks like, as 1st down there. I don't even think Jamar Chase is on this team. I don't know. Is that Chase? That is Chase. He's not a superstar or an X Factor, though, so, interesting. Burrow outside is going to find a receiver, and, well, you get the stop at least, but Bengals took up, a couple of minutes there. It's 30-14, and it's just not happening right now for this Colts team, not on offense or defense, really, as play action. Deere, middle, 1st down. In order to come back, you need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, depending on how long it takes, maybe even an onside kick, as Deere, he's going to roll and run, and he's got the 1st and a gain of 17 on the ground. 2:40 to play, 2nd down 11. 3 men got in, and a sack, 3rd and 20. Deep drop, Deere outside, and it's incomplete. He couldn't keep his feet in. 4th and 20. This is your last chance. Deere outside. He's got the tight end. That's not Tyler Warren, and it's not a 1st down. He came a yard shy, and the 9-win Colts team starting to slip a little bit, and Jamil Deere maybe looking around saying, I need a little bit more on this team. I can't be trotting out a 60 overall safety and a 70 overall linebacker without a good offensive line. And I mean, his season was a little bit worse than what it usually is. Luther Burden, though, still 1,000 yards. Team's still overall pretty solid, but he needs a little bit more, I feel like. And he's definitely going to be asking maybe the organization, can you get me a little bit of help here? As the offensive line, I mean, it's bad on the interior. I mean, he's a superstar there at guard, but he's 77, 69, 74. Rough on the offensive line. Defense is far from great. I will say, to the defense of the Colts organization, they structured Deer's contract very weirdly because he's making $114 million this year, but the next 2 years, the final 2 years of his deal, only $40 million. Now, Indy went 8-9, and they actually missed the playoffs. Deer had a nice year, 4,100 yards, 33 touchdowns, but for the first time in a while, they missed the playoffs. Their leading rusher at 680 yards. Luther Burden again, 1,300 yards, 16 touchdowns, but with bad ranked defense after bad ranked defense, it seems like a lot was set up for this season and the next season in particular. You cleared up $70 million of cap space with the Jameer Deer contract and being very front-loaded, and you did use it to go grab a 92 safety, an 86 linebacker, a 92 defensive tackle who's currently injured, an 87 corner. They got spending, and they went out there and made some moves, and the Colts now, welcome back to contention. They are 14-3, and the number 1 seed. They will be taking on, once again, the Steelers, but Jameer Deer might have a defense. 24-3 in the divisional round, and watch out for the Colts. I think we might be all the way back. Jameer Deer, 3 touchdowns, didn't have to throw for 300 yards. Now in the conference championship, it is a matchup against Cam Ward and the Titans, as Cam Ward has been, like I said, amazing. I think this is their 3rd matchup in the playoffs. A lot of 3s. 3 against the Raiders, 3 against the Bengals, and now 3 against the Titans in the playoffs. So feels like all Jameer Deer has wanted is a competent defense here in Indy, and one that doesn't force him to score 30-plus points every single game. Up by 7 in the handoff, as that's gonna be a fumble. Come on. Now when the defense is succeeding a little bit, it's going to be the offense failing, and it's a running back putting the ball in the ground. You don't got Macklin anymore, so he moved on, and now Cam Ward's getting sacked. There's now 7 minutes to play. Like I said, it's just 21-14. You haven't had to put up 30-plus points so far, as that's going to be a 16-yard gain. So you get it all the way to 3rd and 1, and you're going to run the football. It's a big, tanky-looking running back, and he's going to get the first down. You move it to the 46-yard line, as Ward will roll on the throw to the tight end quickly. Again, 9, 3rd down and 1. Cam sneaks it, gets the first. 38-yard line on 3rd and 12. Screen set up, got the block, broke a tackle, and he's not going to get the first. He'll be shy, and a 51-yard field goal is going to be the situation that is going to put the Colts in a 4-point lead as Jameer Deer takes back over. Super Bowl appearance on the line here. Can he make his 3rd as a member of the Colts, as they will take the football with another first down, 2 in a row, and the Titans are using timeouts. They're out of timeouts as Deer over the middle. It's called Luther Burden all the way to the 8-yard line, and the Colts are going to be in position to end this game. And how about a touchdown for a good measure? You didn't need to, but Jameer Deer puts the exclamation point on another conference championship victory and a Super Bowl appearance for the Colts. 4 touchdowns, 300 yards for Deer, and you take on the Carolina Panthers. No Bryce Young. I don't know where Bryce Young is. Maybe we're so far in that he might have retired, but I don't know. It's not Bryce Young. It is Jameer Deer taking on Carolina in the Super Bowl. Winning a Super Bowl is really difficult, and for Jameer Deer's career to be, maybe live up to the expectations that we are putting on it after his college career, I don't know how many Super Bowls or how successful you think he should be or needs to be in order to get that, level of respect that we feel like his career lived up to things. I feel like 2 Super Bowls should be able to give him that nod. He's already won an MVP. He's already won a Super Bowl. It's his 3rd Super Bowl appearance. He's already been a massive success and lived up to the expectations. But can he do it again and put himself in a spot where he is not only a Hall of Fame quarterback, but putting himself in the conversation of top 10, top 5, top 3, maybe even compete at the very top? Right now, though, it's looking a little rough. 31-21's your score with 9 minutes to play as Deer outside. He's got Luther Burden. Touchdown. And don't count out Jameer Deer. He's been doing it for a decade now. As a fumble on the ground, it's going to be scooped up by the Panthers. So 3rd and 13 the situation, and the fumble is going to result in the Colts at least getting off the field with a stop here. Punt is going to be a good one. Booming kick, bounces down at the 2. And the Colts need to go, if you want to take the lead on this drive, how about 98 yards? Well, the first hurdle has been acquired. You get the first down, he sneaks it. As you're already down to 5 minutes to play. From the 16, there's a first down. And a big gain of 21. Get back to line, 4 minutes to play. Second down and 7 is Deere. Over the middle, first down for Burden. He's got 123 yards, and they're already past midfield. As the run gets 3. 3rd down and 1. Deere sneaks it again. And we're closing in on the 2-minute warning. This drive's already been 5 minutes long. Deere has got another completion and another gain of 9. 2-minute warning is hit from the 32. First down. You're in field goal range, but you can maybe go for the win here. We're under a minute to play. Deere outside. First down at the 8. 51 seconds. Deere keeps it outside. Down to the 3. 46 seconds to play. Deere in the air. He's throwing. He's got it. Touchdown. And that's got to be one of the greatest drives in Super Bowl history. 98 yards in 6.5 minutes to maybe win the Super Bowl. You just can't let them go. 76 yards in 39 seconds. And that drive's going to start with a 20-yarder. 31 seconds to play. Pass short. He's going to turn the corner and get another good gain. And that's another gain of 20 yards. And now over the middle. Caught. Timeout. Are you kidding me? There's no way. 20 seconds to go from the 24. He's going to keep it. 10, 5, down to the 2. 15 seconds. And the Panthers. You have got to be kidding me. Touchdown, Carolina. Are you serious? You go 6.5 minutes on a game-winning touchdown drive just for your defense to blow it in under 30 seconds. And now Jamil Deere's got a Hail Mary for the win, throwing it deep for Burden, incomplete. I don't have any words for what we have had to sit through with the poor career of Jamil Deere. There's got to be a breaking point. There's got to be a boiling point where you sit there and say, I can't do anything else. I can't do any more. You left them 40 seconds to just not allow a touchdown, not allow 76 yards, and they still couldn't do it. And Jamil Deere throws for 4 touchdowns, no picks in the Super Bowl. He did everything he had to do. He was amazing. And the all-time great Super Bowl drive of 98 yards in 6.5 minutes to give yourself a lead, it goes down the drain. And I said there's got to be some sort of breaking point. Jamil Deere is in the final year of his contract. He hasn't signed an extension yet as he heads into his final season. Will this be it for him and the Colts? The team is good. The team goes 14-3. They don't get the 1 seed, but wild card is no issue. Titans 45-22. They go down. Deere puts up 45 points. I have to believe, just from a narrative standpoint, this just has to be like the breaking point for Jamil Deere if it doesn't happen this year. 3 touchdowns, another 300 yards, taking on the Steelers once more, and, well, 43-20, near identical scores, another 40-plus points, and the most dominant run the Colts have had so far. Jamil Deere, 5 touchdowns, 330 yards, and they take on the 1-seed Bills in the snow on the road, and the game is a lot closer. 10-10, you're not putting up 40 today. You're going to need a little bit of help elsewhere. Deere to the air. Second down and 8. Pass is caught. And now at the 3-yard line, 3rd down and 2. The handoff. Not going to get there. And from the 3-yard line, you're taking the field goal. Kick is good. And the Bills take over, as it's not Josh Allen anymore. We're that far into the future. Ain't no Josh Allen existing. Throwing on 3rd down and 8, and that pass is going to be caught, but short of the line. 9 minutes to play, and Deere with 3-point leads. Got the completion. Luther Burden, still in his older age, getting the job done as they go with a handoff. It's been a rotating room of running backs ever since Macklin and Jonathan Taylor have left the squad. It's just been a bunch of guys coming in and going out the door, not really sticking. And now 3rd down and 1 the situation. As another run, it's going to be stopped. 4th down and 1, they go for it. And the handoff, he got blown up. I know it's 4th and 1, but maybe you could give your MVP quarterback the football on 4th down and 1 and let him make it happen. As now the Bills taking over. That's a very chunky tight end. Oh my goodness, he is massive. Oh my goodness, he's as big as an offensive lineman. And oh my goodness, the run. Touchdown Bills. He just put him in the dirt. And the Bills got the lead with 4.5 to play. We weren't expecting a shootout here with the cold and the snow being the situation, but can Jamil Deere, with 4 minutes to go, lead a drive? There you go, 1st down to the backfield. 38-yard line, now move it to the 43 after a gain. Now 1st down over the middle, and that's going to move it to midfield. 2:24 to go, and just systematically moving it down the field little by little. 90 seconds to go, 44-yard line, 3rd down and 3, and there's your big shot. Can't hang on, Burden. 4th down and 3 to keep the game on the line. He's got it completed, and another clutch play from Deere. 39-yard line with 1:16 to go. It's a sack, and he got 3rd and 20 as Deere hit as he's throwing. He gets the completion off, but it's 4th and 12. Do you got another big conversion in you? Deere has got it completed, and he gets the 1st down with 46 seconds to play. Handoff has got a solid run to the 13. 40 seconds to go. Check it out of the backfield. Breaking a tackle. And that's going to be at the 8-yard line. 30 seconds to play for the lead. He can't hang on in the end zone. And now 2nd and goal from the 8. Screen. And he's going to get a few. Make it 2 yards. And Indy, they're out of timeouts. They got 24 seconds clock running. 3rd and goal from the 6 with a trip to the Super Bowl on the line. Deere spreading the field. He's going to try to run for it. Deere brought down 2 yards shy. Clock is still running. You got 10 seconds to hurry it back. You literally have 1 play with the Super Bowl on the line as time expires. Deere takes the snap. He's rolling. He throws it. It's caught, but it's a yard short. And the game is over. The Colts cannot go back. And Jamil Deere suffers another frustrating playoff loss. And the Bills will go to the Super Bowl. Deere threw it 46 times in the snow. He won MVP. I mean, it's just a frustrating game. 41 touchdowns, 3 picks. He had a great season. But once again, just was not enough. And this one, I mean, obviously the defense didn't allow crazy points. He didn't have a crazy game. But I feel like there's just been a breaking point. And Jamil Deere has hit the open market. He's a free agent. He did not re-sign with the Colts. He's 33 years old. He's still a 99 overall. And Jamil Deere will be taking his talents to Tampa Bay. And he is no longer a Colt. At the age of 33, Jamil Deere wants to maybe finish his career in Tampa Bay, who's got a great roster. He went and signed on with a team that had a great team to maybe fit his situation, to fit what he wants. He was asking for $79 a year. He took a little bit less than that to go and join the Buccaneers. And the team that they have put together is very much like a situation Tom Brady was in once upon a time. A great receiving core, nice offensive line, defense is really strong, and you were maybe just a quarterback away. And Jamil Deere wants to be that quarterback. He's frustrated. He's tired of it. Not only that, also, Mike Tomlin's the defensive coordinator on this team. This is a stacked team, and the team goes 16-1. Jamil Deere gets a first-round bye. They get to take on the Rams in the first round of his playoff run and his playoff debut in Tampa Bay. It really feels like he needed a fresh start after over a decade in Indy and the frustrations that he went through. He just wants to get a fresh start and wants to join a team that can maybe equip him to do all the things he wants to do. As he throws underneath, Jordan Lovell We ran into him before in the Super Bowl. That was where Deer's Super Bowl victory came from, and the Rams are trying to get a little bit of revenge on Jamil Deer all these years later. 24-17 your score. It's, I mean, record-wise a big mismatch. 16 wins versus 9 wins, but the Rams are keeping it close. As the fumble! Oh, we're not doing this again. We're not doing this. The running back put it on the ground. We are not doing this in Tampa Bay as well. Will he be cursed? It just career-wise, was it not a Colts issue? Was it a just Jamil Deer curse issue? We will find out in this game. If you lose this game, he might just be a cursed player. If not, maybe he's able to break it. As now with just 5.5 to go, the Rams in position to tie this game. From the 13, run gets them to the 6. As now, 2nd down and 3, Lavelle, middle, first down. And from the 3-yard line, they run it. He gets stopped in the backfield, loss, so 1. As now 3rd down and goal. Throws it outside. It's broken up. 4th down and goal. Can the defense do it? Blitz it in and a touchdown for the Rams. And well, it's just familiar situation here as there goes a deep shot and he's gonna not be able to reel it in. But Jamil Deer, even in Tampa, has to go and be clutch as he gets the first down to the 42-yard line. 3rd down and 6. Deer outside. Pass is brought in. That's not Mike Evans, but he's got his number. As from the 44-yard line, that pass is caught underneath. 3rd down and 9 from the 43. Get a couple more yards, and he's not going to be able to get those couple of yards for field goal range. He dropped it. I just cannot believe it if he loses this game. Rams got a 1.5 to go, and they need the defense to stop them, and that's going to be a nice breakup. 3rd down and 2. Can the defense come up with a big play and actually give Jamil Deer a chance? Lavelle gets the first down on the ground. We are under a minute to play as Lavelle rolling. He's just running backwards. It's a sack. Timeout used by Tampa. 3rd down and 24. Middle, it's going to be caught, but it's not a first down. But what that will do is adjust the field position a little bit as Deer takes over with under 40 seconds to go. Can it be a clutch drive? He's got the screen for a gain to the 44-yard line. 30 seconds, 1st and 10. That's a completion and a gain to the 49. Gain of 7. Deer outside and a first. He's got it to the 39. We might be at field goal range. Run the football. Get a couple of yards. Get it to the 36 and a field goal for the win. And the kick is good. And Jamil Deer was scary, but he led the game-winning drive for a conference championship appearance. And he had a nice game. 3 touchdowns, 286 yards, no picks. And they're taking on the Arizona Cardinals, a 5th seed Cardinals team. And this one was a dominant one. It was another 9-win team. So a little bit of a weak year in the conference for the NFC. I mean, especially when this team was 17-1, 18-1 now. And 5 touchdown passes for Jamil Deer, 360 yards. And taking on the Baltimore Ravens in the Super Bowl. Battle of 1 seeds. And man, maybe this is just a Tom Brady situation because you get to play the Super Bowl just like Tom Brady did at home in Tampa Bay. Imagine being a Colts fan right now after all the years of Jamil Deer, watching him immediately leave, go to Tampa Bay, put up the best win-loss record that he's ever put up, run away to the Super Bowl, and if he can win it here, I think Colts fans might be ready to throw up as they get a touchdown for the Ravens. So this 4th quarter is basically going to start off in a tie game, and 14-14 being the score. Can Jamil Deer do enough to get his 2nd ring as he will drop the throw? 3rd down and 9. Hit as he's throwing, incomplete. And it's looking like it's going to be a bit more of a defensive battle here. It's already low scoring, and anytime there's been a defensive battle, the Colts were never able to win them. Jamil Deer has lost like every defensive battle he has been in because he doesn't have a good defense. So when Jamil Deer isn't throwing for 4 touchdowns, isn't throwing for 300 yards, he's never been able to really win. Can he do it this time around? 8 minutes to play as the screen set up, and that's going to be a stop. They lose 7 yards on the screen. Nice job from the Tampa defense. 3rd and 14 the situation as he will roll. He's going to try to scramble, but he's not going to come anywhere close. Gain of 5. They'll punt, and with under 7 minutes to play, it's Jamil Deer in a tie game. And he's done this before where he's taken the football with 7 minutes to play, scored a touchdown. As look at that throw up top, snagging it out of the air. That's Martinez for the first down from about midfield into the air for another grab, gain of 9. Deer over 200 yards, passing 2 touchdowns, and the run game going to help him out of the 30-yard line. You're in field goal range, can take the lead here. How much time are they able to take off the clock, though? Nice blocking on the edge, and that's a big hit, but he hangs onto the football. Under 4 minutes to play. Quick drop for Deer. That pass is caught and a touchdown. And Jamil Deer has done it again. Gave his team the lead in the Super Bowl. Definitely more than 40 seconds, but can they give Deer the football back with a lead? That's not been a situation he is familiar with. And right now the Ravens are playing it well with 2 minutes to go. They're in enemy territory, and the run is not going to get their 3rd down and 1 as they run it again. He breaks a tackle, make it 2, and he gets the first down to the 38-yard line. Just 70 seconds to play. He'll throw it underneath. It'll be a gain of 3. 3rd down and 6. Minute to go as they'll throw it up top. 1-on-1. Knocked away. 4th down. And the Super Bowl on the line for the Buccaneers. Ravens keep it alive. And now at the 22. 50 seconds. Sweep into the edge. He's got room. He's got the first down, and they're at the 8. As the Ravens, handoff again, stopped in the backfield. They're down to 40 seconds to go, 10 yards out, screen. He's going to be chased. He's losing yards. 3rd and goal from the 13. Throwing it. Hit as he's throwing. Incomplete. 4th and goal. Super Bowl on the line again. There's a flag down, and that's caught for a touchdown. And the flag down isn't going to stand. As the Ravens waiting, seeing, it looks like it might be offsides, and the Buccaneers defense, I think Jamil Deer's having some flashbacks right now. It's offsides, and they're going for 2. The Ravens want the win. Can the defense finally help out Jamil Deer? Pass. He's not going to get it off. It's a sack, and that's all Jamil Deer has ever wanted. He just wanted a defense to come up with a clutch play and a clutch situation. Onside kick recovered. And the Super Bowl, it feels so nice for Jamil Deer. He goes to Tampa Bay and immediately wins it. And the Colts fans got to be looking at this, just shaking their head, thinking, if we had just helped him out maybe a little bit more, allocated our money a little bit better, drafted a bit better, and maybe given him a defense that didn't choke away every single thing that Jamil Deer gave them, maybe we could have been here instead. But instead of that, you get Jamil Deer winning a Super Bowl, becoming one of the rare quarterbacks in history to win a Super Bowl with 2 different teams. Tom Brady's done it. Peyton Manning's done it. Not many guys have done it. As Jamil throws for 3 touchdowns, and he wins Super Bowl MVP for the 2nd time in his career. Not only that, he won MVP, winning a MVP award with a career year of 5,000 yards, 48 touchdowns, and 3 picks. So not only from a success standpoint did he have his best season, winning 19 games, winning a Super Bowl, yet he also had his best statistical season, had 3 1,000-yard wide receivers. Yeah, everything went the way of Jamil Deer. That was year 1 in Tampa Bay, but this experiment and this little team that they have put together is more so a 2-year type of situation where they've opened themselves up a window to be great for not just a single season. And with another 1st-round bye achieved, another season where they went 15-2 this time around, so 1 game worse. They took on an 8-win Vikings team in the 2nd round. Jamil Deer torches them for almost 400 yards and 4 touchdowns, and they find themselves back in the conference championship and a familiar opponent. It feels like one of Jamil Deer's biggest rivals throughout this career has been that of Jordan Lovell. Generally, Deer's gotten the upper hand, but now can Lovell maybe get his revenge once and for all? 35-21 in the NFC Championship. Your score, in the Buccaneers looking to repeat as Lovell the air. He's got a short completion, the gain of 7 as he falls forward, and Lovell with pressure set in. He got time. He got a receiver. He's inside the 10, and he's down to the 2. And Lovell trying to claw back into this one. The Rams hand it off, and a touchdown. And a 1-score game as Jamil Deer has been on fire in this playoff run. These 2 games he has been playing very well. He's played well in the Minnesota game, and he's been great so far today. And look at this chunky tight end. I think this is the same tight end who was on the Bills that one year when we were looking at them. I think it's the same tight end. He is a massive human being. That dude is chunky as heck. I absolutely love him as he throws it over the middle. That's a big shot, but he hangs on. 10 catches for 94 yards for Max Schultz, as that's going to be Deer outside, and there's the big tight end. Look at him. He has got to be like 280 pounds, but he caught a touchdown. 42-28 your score as dropping to throw it deep middle. It's caught, and that's going to be 100 yards for Tate. Bucs defense has been really good this season, but this Rams offense is about as good as it gets, as they are going to get another nice play. Lavelle over 350 on the day. He'll throw again for a first down. And this game just fully coming a shootout with 3.5 to go. Can the Rams cut it down to one score? They're at the 5. As time is winding down, they need to get into the end zone. Lavelle, he's going to get sacked. 3 guys got in. 3rd down and goal from the 7. Floating it for the back corner. Nice swat. 4th and 7. As Lavelle, last chance. He's going to run it, and Lavelle scores. Rams pull back within 1 score, and what a game we got here. They go for 2, they don't get it, and Jameer Deer takes over with an 8-point lead. Look at that broken tackle. Nice run. He breaks another, and the running back gets them to pass midfield, and they keep it to him. And a stiff arm. He's not going to get a lot of yards on that play, but an impressive stiff arm nonetheless. 3rd down and 7 for Deer outside. First down, and now out of timeouts, out of opportunities. Buccaneers back to the Super Bowl for the 2nd straight year, as Tampa Bay does it, and Jameer Deer puts up his playoff best 6 touchdowns, as the 2-1 seeds once again square off in a familiar matchup. Again, much like Tom Brady, taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. And right now, it's not really doing too much for the Chiefs. 20-3 is your score. The Chiefs on 4th down will take a field goal. So it's 20-6, and the defense has been phenomenal, and the offense has done just enough as they have the football. 2nd down and 3, running it. Cruz has been awesome to watch so far in these playoffs, as it's going to be another throw. 3rd down and 5, outside, caught. Big chunky tight end with the first down. Deer playing a clean game, no turnovers so far. 3rd down and 6 again, looking to keep the chains moving, and he caught that. They say in bounds, as he'll keep it moving, and now the screen outside for the running back. Cruz, he takes a big hit on the sidelines. 3rd down and 6, as Deer floats it for Cruz. Not going to get the first. He's 1 yard shy, but they'll just take the field goal and move it right back up to a 3-score game. The Chiefs need a lot to go their way if they're going to pull this one off, and that's not going to happen. You drop an edge rusher back into coverage, and he picks you off, and at 23-6, Deer may not get anything, go 3 and out, but it'll be another field goal for a extended 20-point lead. And this is the first time in a long time Jameer Deer hasn't had to be in this high-stress situation. It feels like he can just relax a little bit. It's not just him having to do some crazy stuff, throw for 700 yards, as that pass is going to be up in the air and brought in. It will be a flag down as well, but it's offside, so that's why they took the free shot. They got inside the 10-yard line, and the Chiefs trying to cut this down to 2 scores. They'll get the completion and the touchdown, but Chiefs still down by 2 touchdowns with under 2.5 to play. Onside kick recovered, and another first down or 2 should be game. Deer to the play action, and a first down, and the clock is winding. 1 more will do it for a Super Bowl, and they are going to fall forward for the first down. And how about 2 in a row for Jameer Deer and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? If I'm a Colts fan, I might be finding the nearest bridge, nearest window from a high building or something, because this is depressing if you're a Colts fan. He just goes in 2 years and outdoes his Super Bowl performances and output than he did in his over decade in Indy, as he is going to go up on the podium, do something that not many quarterbacks in the history of football have done, and collect a 3rd Super Bowl trophy. And I think you've gotten to really see the full extent of Jameer Deer's potential be realized as he plays another incredible playoff game. Overall in the season, wins NFL MVP, wins Super Bowl MVP, and takes home another season which he has 40 touchdowns, almost 5,000 yards, and what a year. And I mean, it wasn't even like the running game was all that proficient, but how about 3 different receivers went 90 plus catches, 1,200 yards? I mean, that's pretty ridiculous. And you go into the next season, team is a little bit worse. It's a little bit lacking as Jameer Deer, the expensive parts of his contracts are kicking in. Team's getting a little bit older and a lot more beat up, by the way. The defensive tackle situation's looking a little rough because going into the playoffs, this team is brutalized. How about wide receiver, 1 and 2 defensive tackle, top running back, left tackle, edge rusher, and backups, all injured. Buccaneers still the 1 seed, but they're taking on the Minnesota Vikings in the second round without like half their starters, it feels like. I mean, this is ridiculous. If they are able to make the Super Bowl, though, I mean, they'll have plenty of time with the extra week and the Pro Bowl week and everything to recover. They'll get some of these players back, but you got to get through while you can, as it's 16-13, the Vikings playing a close one. Buccaneers didn't go 16-1, didn't go 15-2, and 13-4. Still very good, still obviously the top seed, but slipping a little bit as McCarthy to the air, and another completion for a first down to the 8-yard line, looking for the lead. McCarthy has got the touchdown, and the Vikings take the lead. And now with a little bit more on the shoulders of Jameer Deer to make up for the lack of everything because of the injuries, he's going to get that completion. Oh my goodness, he got by the defense. He's taking it all the way. Touchdown. And the great throw and the great run after catch, everything about that was incredible. Max Schultz for the touchdown and the lead. 23-20 as McCarthy takes back over. Completion for the first down, and they will get to the 48-yard line. Just 6 minutes to play as McCarthy with the short drop and the pressure. He's running around. He's going left. He's going right. He can't figure out where he wants to go. He's going down. 2nd and 18 hits, and they do get all those yards back in more. The first down achieved. 4 minutes to go. In position to tie it up as they are inside the red zone. 18-yard line, now back up to the 19 with a 1-yard loss. McCarthy throwing it for the end zone, and double coverage, incomplete, but there's a flag down, and they're going to get Tampa for pass interference and line the Vikings up. 1st and goal from the 1, and a touchdown. And we are back to maybe some familiar territory of Indianapolis. Jameer Deer's got just under 3 minutes to lead a game-winning touchdown drive. Can he do it one more time? At the age of, 35, 36 years old, he's getting up there as the big chunky tight end has got the first down all the way to the 29-yard line. Under 2 to play. Deer from the 25. He's going to throw it for the end zone. It's incomplete. 3rd down and 5. As Deer has got it, a slant to Schultz. He's a yard shy, 4th and 1, with the playoff still on the line. Schultz got the first down, and he is finding him a lot from the 12. That's back to Schultz at the 5 now. 5 yards away with a minute to go. Deer is getting sacked. 3rd and 10, and Deer is running out of chances. He's out of timeouts. From the 13, Deer is floating it for the end zone. It's brought in. Touchdown, Max Schultz. And Jameer Deer might have done it again. And a game winner in the playoffs if they can hold on for 50 more seconds. As Schultz, what a drive, what a 4th quarter he had. And J.J. McCarthy running out of time now. He's got 2 timeouts, and McCarthy going to try to run. Doesn't get far. Timeout Minnesota, 1 left. 35 seconds to go as they go underneath. And they'll get the first down and a gain of 10. 19 seconds to go as the Vikings, McCarthy running, 1st down, and he slides at the 38, and they're going to try the field goal, 55 yards for overtime, and maybe the luck has turned around. A missed field goal, but it's not Jameer Deer's team. It's the Vikings, and it feels like it's night and day. Luck maybe a little bit more on his side as Jameer Deer plays a phenomenal playoff game onto the conference championship, and this team is still beat up, broken, and injured, and right now Not great situationally. 21-3 is your score. Deer with the football, though. 10 minutes to go. It's not been a good one. I mean, when you're not able to get the ball to Max Schultz every single play, it's probably not going to go your way because you're missing your top receiver, your left tackle, your everything. But when you get it over the top, Deer running back, touchdown, you can cut this down to a 2-score game. And do we have a maybe signature comeback for Jamil Deer before the end of his career? Because, I mean, like I said, he's in his mid-30s right now. Eventually, he's going to start regressing. 3rd and 7. Pass is incomplete. And Deer takes over in great field position after a not-too-great punt. And Deer floats it over the middle. First down to the 31-yard line. As now, Deer with 6.5. He's got the tight end. He's hard to bring down. He breaks a tackle, but not two. 3rd and 1. Go to the ground game. He got it to the edge, and he's got the first down and a gain of 10. Cruz is back. He's not injured anymore. At least that's something as they get to the 6-yard line. Deer to cut this down to a 1-score game with under 5 to go. He's got a lot of time in the pocket. Eventually, he'll find a man. Schultz for the touchdown. This old and beaten up team is not done yet. Deer for the 2-point conversion. He's got it to Schultz again. Schultz is coming up with everything. And now 4.5 minutes to go. You give Jamil Deer one more try at it. I think we might have something here. Just 4.5 minutes and all your timeouts as the run. First down to the 48. I feel like even if you allow a field goal here, this red-hot offense needs just one try at it as they throw outside. Caught, breaks a tackle, gets past another, and a first down again. All right, clock ticking down to 2.5 to go. And the run. And he's got an open lane. A gain of 7. 3rd down and 2-minute warning. Throwing. Actually, he's tucking and running. He's got the first again. Tampa is starting to run out of timeouts. They got 2 left. 2nd and 11. He's carrying, sliding down, and one more timeout. 3rd and 5 with the game on the line. Read option. He's caught the first. And he never touched it again. Jamil Deer had 4.5 minutes and 3 timeouts to watch his defense get a stop, and they never got the stop. He is going to win his 4th straight MVP. He won 1 in Indy, then in 3 straight years in Tampa has thrown for about 5,000 yards and 40-plus touchdowns every year to win 3 MVPs in Tampa. He was also inexplicably the leading rusher in Tampa Bay this year with 400 rushing yards. The team has definitely taken a step back, and speaking of taking a step back, Jamil Deer has started to regress a little bit. He's still a 95 overall. He's still really good, but the team is starting to take a step back a bit. Martinez, the really good wide receiver, he retired. Right tackle, not looking great. And then you go to the defensive side of the football. They don't have their usual stacked D-tackle room. And at cornerback, it's looking just a little okay. Tampa Bay ends up sliding into the playoffs with a 7 seed this year. So 10-7, still like for a 7 seed, 10-7 is really strong. But this team is old and injured. They were just getting injured a lot throughout the season. And, well, that's what happens when you got a team full of old, expensive players. As Deer, incomplete. 28-24 the score is. Can you go from 7 seed to champion? As he's going to get it to 4th and 1. They're going for it on 4th and 1. And Deer is angry, understandably so. False start. And now it's 4th and 6. They're staying with the offense. Down by 4. Deer is going to throw it short. And if you had 4th and 1, that would have been a conversion. But, I mean, you get a false start on 4th and 1. That's ridiculous. I think at that point, maybe you even take the field goal, just cut it to a 1-point game and ensure that when you touch the football again, even if they score a touchdown, that you can get a 1-score game. They're running with the fullback. Their fullback just got 5 yards. And maybe this really good Tampa Bay run is starting to run out of steam as it is a completion. Atlanta looking to knock them out in round 1 with 6 minutes to play. Still the lead in their possession. And he's got time. A lot of time. Somebody's got to get in. This is a 5-man pass rush. And, I mean, that's really impressive coverage because he's still got a sack there. 5.5 to go. 21 yards out. On 3rd down, it's incomplete. And Jamil Deer takes over with 4 to go. Will he have yet another game-winning drive under his belt? 2nd down and 3 from midfield. as he goes to the tight end. We don't have the big chunky tight end anymore. They let him go, I'm pretty sure, so that's unfortunate. 3 minutes to play from the 47. Deere has got the receiver over the middle with a first down, 32-yard line. 2.5 to go. Good block from the line, and he's got an open man, and down to the 5-yard line. Deere with just 2 minutes to play, handing it off to Cruz. Jukes to the outside, and a touchdown. And Jamil Deere once again leads a potential game-winning drive. Can the defense hold on to move them to the second round as they get the sack? 3rd down and 14 as he'll throw it. Now he'll step up. Deep pass. 3rd and 14 up in the air. It's knocked away. 4th down and 14 as they will throw again with a lot of time. Throwing it deep again, and it's incomplete again. You move it to the other possession with Jamil Deere. 3rd down, 1 first down can end it. He just tries to throw it up, and that one actually was almost like into the hands of a defender, which would have been disastrous, but they will just take the field goal, meaning Atlanta does have 40 seconds to go, 60 yards with 1 timeout. Not impossible, as they will get it to 30 seconds. 3rd down and 3. Quick pass underneath. I mean, you get the first down, but you're probably going to have to burn that final timeout. They do. 24 seconds to play as they throw underneath again. You can't afford to do that. You're down to 12 seconds, and you'll throw it. And he'll go to a receiver that's incomplete. 4th down and 2. This is basically your game here. You're going to have to go for a Hail Mary for the playoff victory. Pass is caught, but short. 4 yards shy, and the playoff victory for Tampa Bay. That was close, but Tampa Bay from 7 seed wins a playoff game. And Jamil Deere, maybe the magic hasn't run out quite yet. 360 yards and 3 more touchdowns. He's still an elite quarterback, but the team around him is starting to deteriorate. It's old, it's injured, and you're taking on San Francisco once again. You couldn't beat them last year, and it's looking like you're going to need another big effort from Jamil Deere to beat them this year, even more so, because you're going to need at least 35 points, because you're down by 14. And now Jamil Deere from the 31. They already got good field position from the drive, and now they're going to run the football. He's got 10 as they go 21-yard line. And Deere throwing, dart, middle, caught. He slips in the rain, but Schultz got it to the 9. The rain maybe prevented him from getting even a touchdown there, but Deere is going to look, throw it back in the end zone. Touchdown. 1-score game, and Jamil Deere's defense will take the field now. Can they get a stop here? There's still plenty of time. 9 minutes to play as a first down from San Francisco. And they will run it. And the Niners, big run, a lot of room. Is he going to go all the way? 20, 10, 5, touchdown from 55 yards. San Francisco is trying to keep Jamil Deere just too far away to make this comeback. Just keep outscoring him, because Deere, when he gets into the 4th quarter, he just turns into a different type of human being as he's going to throw it. And again, middle, first down. And they're at the 21-yard line. 2nd down and 3. First down in the red zone. And they're making a comeback maybe once again. And that pass is caught. Under 5 to play. From the 5. Sneak. Not going to get there 4th and inches. And Jamil Deere is not going to be all that happy to see his team get another false start on a 4th and short. As now 4th and 5, really going to make it more difficult. Deere completes it, and he's got the first down. Time is running out, 3.5 to go, but still, you got all your timeouts, and you got a touchdown to cut it to a 1-score game again, just like last year. As you're going to throw now on the 2-point conversion, and Deere, time, he'll run it. And just like last year, you're going to give your defense a couple of minutes and all your timeouts to try to just get a stop. They weren't able to do it last year. And right now the Niners running the football incredibly. And another first down on the ground. 2:20 to go, and they're throwing. Caught. And he's 1 yard shy. 3rd and 1 at the 2-minute warning. Quick bubble outside. He's got room to run it. And San Francisco all the way inside the 10, down to the 8. And this one might be over. A field goal gives them a 2-score lead. And Tampa does get the stop. But the field goal with a minute to go and no timeouts is good. And Tampa Bay just could not stop San Francisco. 44-35. Deere throws 4 touchdowns, and it's not enough. and that's going to be how it ends. His MVP streak ends as well. He comes 6th. Still had a really good season. Actually had his best touchdown interception ratio, about 30 touchdowns to 1 pick. That's insane. But he threw for a lot less yards this time around, and the team overall was just worse. And it just happens like that. They were really set up to open themselves up like a 3-year contention window. And, well, they got 2 Super Bowls out of it, and if it wasn't for a lot of injuries, maybe they could have made a 3rd Super Bowl. Deere has regressed. He's in the final year of his contract. He's making $100 million. He's still a 92 overall, but the team offensive line has 2 weak spots, another year older. Defense has a 73 corner, a 67 linebacker, a 75 linebacker, a 77 linebacker, a 78. I mean, team's not amazing. They go 7-10, which 7-10 was enough to be second to last in the NFC. And I think Jameer Deere has kind of started to taper down a little bit. He has the worst season he's had since maybe like his 2nd year in the league. And still overall, he's not a bad quarterback by any means. He just ends up also re-signing in the offseason for an absurdly cheap contract. I mean, he's still an 89 overall quarterback, and he signed for $7 million a year. Really? That's it? They go 5-12 this year. And now you're probably sitting here saying, yeah, you should probably retire, as the team isn't good. The team basically, like, they sent it. They went all in. It worked. And Jameer Deere's options are either maybe to go try to contend somewhere else, but maybe he's happy in Tampa Bay based on the contracts he's taken. He doesn't retire this year, and it really feels like he just wants to break the record for touchdowns, because he could break the record, as he's an 84 overall. He has no business to be really here, but he's still the starting quarterback, and the team is just not good right now. I mean, they're starting to kind of retool, reshift, rebuild, but it's not a great team. The defense is pretty poor relative to the standards of the rest of the league, and he's not really in a spot where he can do much right now, but he almost does make the playoffs, and it seems like he gave it one more good year. 4,300 yards, 38 touchdowns, makes one last Pro Bowl, one last, real statement to say, like, yeah, I still got it here at like 40 years old. And with that, it ends up making him the all-time touchdown leader. Like, he actually just stayed around just so he can break the touchdown record. And I thought, like, okay, yeah, he broke the touchdown record. He's going to retire. He actually ended up sticking around for 2 more years as Tampa Bay's backup, just because why not? And then he finally retired after 21 years, so he ended up playing a very long time. If you care about legacy score in the game, then here's the legacy score. He ended up blowing everyone out of the water. But I have a couple of stats, a couple of graphs, a couple of things to really show you guys, because with videos like this, I love making a little statistical thing at the end. So we have Jameer Deere's entire career in review. Also, the final thing to show you here, he did, no surprise, make the Hall of Fame as expected, very well deserved. But let's start by breaking this down a little bit. Jameer Deere's career with the Colts, he played there for 12 years as a starting quarterback and went 125-79. That's 61% of his games won. He had a career completion percentage in the Colts of 70% completion percentage, threw for 47,000 yards, 420 touchdowns to 73 interceptions, also ran for almost 4,000 yards and 34 touchdowns. And I even tracked the playoff stats. They don't do it in the game, but I tracked them because I was interested. Quarterbacks are judged by what they are able to do in the playoffs and how you're able to shine in the biggest moments. His completion percentage was identical, basically, and he threw for 6,000 yards in 22 playoff games, had a better win percentage in the playoffs than he did in the regular season, went 14-8 in the playoffs, a touchdown to interception ratio of 51-9, which is really interesting because he had his first career playoff game, he had 3 picks, and then that one against the Jaguars, he had 3 picks, meaning the rest of his playoff games combined, the other 20 playoff games he played, he threw 3 interceptions, and there were years where he went like years without throwing a pick in the playoffs. On top of that, with his accolades in Indy, he won 2 MVPs. He had the MVP in his final season in Indy before leaving. He made 3 Super Bowls and won 1. I do ultimately think one of the stories of Indy was the lack of defense that he had, and I even charted the defensive ranks by year. The average defensive rank that he had for Indianapolis was about the 20th best defense and like the 18th best scoring defense. He was constantly playing with like average to below average defenses. Only one season did he have a top 10 defense, and that was the final year in Indy. And on average, his offensive rank, the offense as a whole, on average throughout 12 years was roughly the 7th best offense in the league. And that's counting the first 2 years where he didn't make the playoffs, the team wasn't good, he was developing, and that really tanked the ranking. Outside of that, he averaged basically a top 5 offense every single year once he kind of started to hit the ground running and become a star quarterback. His career in Indy is still really impressive. I mean, like, this resume as a whole, say he retired after the final year in Indy, that's a Hall of Fame quarterback. And then you move over to his Tampa Bay career. He played 9 years in Tampa Bay, started 7 though. He was a 7-year starter, sat 2 years as a backup, but as a 7-year starter in Tampa, went 76-43, so a slightly higher win percentage, slightly higher completion percentage by 0.2%, but 31,000 yards roughly, 257 touchdowns to 38 interceptions, and in the playoffs, I mean, this is unbelievable playoff numbers. 8-2 in playoff games, so 10 playoff games, a pretty respectable sample size. How about in Tampa, completing 74.5% of his passes for 3,000 yards, 30 touchdowns to just 2 interceptions in Tampa. In 10 playoff games, he averaged on the dot about 3 touchdowns, 75 completion percentage, basically never turned the football over. And despite being a 7-year starter, the thing that Tampa Bay did provide him a little bit more, he had 2 top 10 defenses and 2, like, relatively strong defenses. He never had an elite defense. Not a single year of his career did he ever have, like, a top defense, basically. But Tampa Bay gave him 2 top 10 defenses in less time, and that's even counting the final, like, 3 years of his career or 2 years of his career where he was just a losing quarterback on a old, beat-up, nothing team. And the first 3 years of Tampa was incredible. 3 straight #1 offensive rankings, 3 straight in yards and points scored, and on top of that, 3 MVPs, 2 Super Bowls, obviously went 2-0 in the Super Bowls, and his Tampa Bay career was just kind of like the cherry on top of what we had been waiting for from him, and truly cemented himself as not just a Hall of Fame quarterback, but an all-timer, like top 5 level quarterback. So cumulatively, you put that all together, you get a 201 win, 122 loss career, 62%, a career completion percentage of 70.2, almost 80,000 passing yards, a touchdown to interception ratio of 677 to 111, and just off sheer longevity, being a starter for that long and basically running for like 300 to 400 yards every year, he even ended up with 6,400 rushing yards and 55 rushing touchdowns. And like, he never had a season, I don't even think he ever had like a 500 rushing yard season, but he just played for so long and had such like consistent rushing success that he just ended up running for that many yards. And then the playoffs, a career 22-10 playoff record, which is incredible, and then 72.8 completion percentage, 81 touchdowns to 11 picks in his playoff resume. He won in total 5 MVPs, made 5 Super Bowl appearances, won 3 of them, 14 Pro Bowls, 3 Super Bowl MVPs, and had the #1 offense in the NFL 5 separate times. I believe even it was 4 in a row. His final year in Indy and then his first 3 years in Tampa Bay, all were the #1 offense. In the final little section, I wanted to show you where he ranks all time in all of these stats, all these important things, his career accolades and everything. In terms of, passing stuff, it was literally just top 5 in everything. 5th in attempts, 3rd in completions, 3rd in yards, 1st in touchdowns, 2nd in yards per attempt, 1st in all-time completion percentage. I mean, I think it's even funny, because I talked about just the sheer amount of rushing yards he got. I even just looked it up for curiosity. He placed 86th all-time in rushing yards. He's literally 1 spot ahead of Christian McCaffrey in career rushing yards, which is just funny. 2nd most wins by 1, I will say as well. Peyton Manning had 200 career wins. Deere got 201. Games played, 2nd by 1 as well. Playoff stats, too. 2nd all-time in playoff wins behind Brady. Yards, games played, touchdowns, all behind Brady. Super Bowl appearances, tied for 2nd behind Brady. Yards per game, 4th. He's actually ahead of Brady in that stat. Brady's, I think, like 5th or 6th. But wins, he was one of a handful of quarterbacks to get 3 Super Bowl victories, and then a couple of other cool little things. He's the all-time passing leader for touchdowns in Colts and Bucks history, which, I mean, to say you're arguably like maybe the greatest quarterback in 2 different franchises history, like would you say his resume as just a Colt is better than Peyton Manning? I don't know. I mean, both him and Manning won a single Super Bowl. He made an extra Super Bowl than Manning, but Manning won more MVPs in Indy, threw for more yards, threw for less touchdowns. I don't know. I think it's pretty close. I don't know who you would say was the greatest Colt QB ever, but he's definitely the greatest Buck QB ever. I mean, he had the all-time leader in yards, touchdowns, won 2 Super Bowls, won 3 MVPs. I mean, in 7 years as a starter, he wiped out every other quarterback ever. And he's also one of 7 QBs to ever have multiple 5,000-yard seasons. Obviously, I wasn't able to like track everything when it comes to like Burrow, Lamar, Mahomes, where their careers ended up. You presume that Mahomes is not going to have just 3 Super Bowls. I mean, 3 Super Bowls is really impressive, but I anticipate Mahomes to win 1 more in his career, so maybe get 4, maybe get 5, maybe get wherever. But you can let me know where you think Jamil Deere would rank. Do you think he's second behind Brady? Do you think he's behind Mahomes, Manning, Rodgers, whoever, Montana, whatever you think it is? Where does Jamil Deere rank all time? And honestly, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video because this was one of the more fun videos I have made. I really enjoyed this one, and I didn't know how much I'd enjoy it since it's Madden, and you know, I haven't really done much Madden related stuff. But if you want to see more videos like this, want to see some more Madden potentially, because I thought the gameplay was really entertaining. I thought it was a nice little change. I thought it was nice and different compared to college football. Definitely like show support on it. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff to let me know if you want to see more videos like this, more Madden videos as well, and have maybe a little bit more of a healthy split between that and college football, or at least throw in a couple of Madden videos from time to time. But like I said, I hope you guys really all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.